to Layer the Alchemist, where we discuss all things heavy metal and hard rock. On today's episode, let's rank the 70s era Queen albums. Not an easy task because I love Queen. Freddie Mercury is one of my favorite singers of all time. Brian May is one of my favorite guitar players. In my opinion, he has one of the best and most unique guitar sounds and styles out there. John Deacon, the bass player, is extremely underrated. I did an Unsung Heroes episode. I had John Deacon in there. People don't realize how many great songs that he wrote. Roger Taylor is a cool drummer with a cool voice. Great songs. They changed the way people recorded in the studios with all those layers of harmonies. Bohemian Rhapsody, one of the most epic, biggest, greatest written songs of all time. So this is not easy to do. I thought I would stick with the 70s though, because starting in 1980 and The Game kind of forward, it's kind of like they changed their sound. They sort of stripped everything down a little bit and started exploring different things from that point out. And I do like a lot of those albums, but I thought it would be fun to just focus on the 70s. All right, we have 7 albums in play. Queen, Queen 2, Sheer Heart Attack, A Night at the Opera, A Day at the Races, News of the World, and Jazz. All right, I'm going to go from my least favorite to my favorite. Now, this doesn't mean that my least favorite is an album that I hate. That's not true. I like all these albums just out of this difficult competition here. This is what comes in at number 7 for me, and that album is News of the World. Now, I was kind of surprised that I landed up putting this album number 7. You know, maybe it's just a testament to how strong the rest of the catalog is. And this does have amazing songs. And I mean, We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions. I love Sheer Heart Attack, All Dead. All Dead is great. Spread Your Wings is one of my favorite Queen songs written by John Deacon. But then the album loses it a little bit for me. I don't like Fight from the Inside. I'm not a big fan of Roger Taylor's songs. Some of them I like, but he's probably my least favorite songwriter out of all the guys in the band. I like Get Down, Make Love, but Sleeping on the Sidewalk is, I don't really like Who Needs You. It's Late is okay, and My Melancholy Blues is just okay. So the album sort of runs out of steam for me, really, on the second side. So that's why it comes in at number 7 for me. All right, gotta move some of my stuff here so I have room. Number 6, all right, so News of the World is from 1977. My number 6 pick is from 1978, and it's the Jazz album. And this album kind of has the same thing that's going on with News of the World. It starts off really strong. Mustafa is awesome. I love the harmonies and the key changes in that. And Brian May, the way he can make his guitar sound like so many different things. Fat Bottom Girls is a classic song. Jealousy is a great kind of underrated Freddie Mercury ballad song. Bicycle Race is just awesome. Another one with all those key changes and all those vocals, just fantastic. If You Can't Beat 'Em is pretty cool. I like Let Me Entertain You. But then it starts to run out of steam for me, really, on the second side of this record. Dead on Time, In Only 7 Days, Dreamer's Ball is okay. I don't like Fun It. Here again, Roger Taylor. Leaving Home Made Easy is okay. Don't Stop Me Now is fantastic. Love that song. Definitely the best song on the second side here. And More of That Jazz. I don't like that either. That's another Roger Taylor song. So this one notches out News of the World a little bit because maybe it's got Don't Stop Me Now, and I do kind of like Dead on Time, or I mean Leaving Home Ain't Easy. It's kind of just a little bit better. It just notches out News of the World for me. Okay, number 5 is from 1974, and this may surprise some people. It's Queen 2, probably the heaviest Queen album. It's got a lot of Brian May songs on it, and Brian May is the guy that tended to write the heavier stuff, although side 2 is all Freddie Mercury songs, or side black as it's listed on the record. But it's got some great stuff on it, and again, some heavy stuff, almost progressive at times. Father to Son is great. White Queen is really cool. let's see here, The Loser in the End. I do like that one. That's a Roger Taylor one that I do like. Side two's Ogre Battle. I really like the Fairy Fellers, Master Stroke, Nevermore. I kind of like all of side two for me. Seven Seas of Rye, probably my favorite song on this record, maybe next to Father and Son and Ogre Battle. So I like this one for the heaviness and the slightly progressive, you know, a lot of riffs and stuff going on in this one. So I think that that's really cool. That's why this one comes in at number 5 for me. At number 4 from 1973 is the first Queen album. I like this one because it's much like Queen 2. It's pretty heavy. It's got a lot of guitar on it. And it's got a lot of great songs on it. Keep Yourself Alive, one of my favorite Queen songs, a Brian May song. Great King Rat is awesome. My Fairy King. Liar, I love Liar, another favorite from this one. The Night Comes Down. Modern Time Rock and Roll, not one of my favorites. Another Roger Taylor song. Son and Daughter is great. So it's a cool record. I like the heaviness of it. Queen still kind of trying to find themselves, but they pretty much show up, you know, ready to go. Maybe the only thing that affects this album is it's not as, you know, they didn't have as big of a budget to record this one as it did some of the later ones, but I think the songs are so strong, it just carries it for me. All right, the top 3 here, these are just 10 out of 10 records for me. And I've got at number 3 from 1974, Sheer Heart Attack. I love every song on this record. Brighton Rock is amazing. Killer Queen, love it. Love the vocals in that. And Brian May's guitar solo. Flick of the Wrist is really cool. Lily of the Valley, Now I'm Here. I love that. I love the effects on the vocals and everything. In the Lap of the Gods, super cool. Stone Cold Crazy is like an early speed metal heavy, maybe one of Queen's heaviest songs, covered by Metallica later on. Dear Friends, a beautiful ballad. Misfire, maybe the only misfire on this album for me. That's a John Deacon song, and I normally like everything John Deacon does. Bring Back That Leroy Brown is fun. She Makes Me, and In the Lap of the Gods again. Just fantastic record. I love the production on this record. It's really clear. The drums sound huge. Tons of background vocals. This is where Queen, you know, their third album, they really start to find their sound here. The guitar playing, it's just great. And I just love the sound of this record and the songs. All right, let's put this one over here. All right, number 2. Maybe a little bit of a surprise. 1975, A Night at the Opera. I mean, what can you say about this record? It's got Bohemian Rhapsody on it. I mentioned that in the introduction. One of the greatest hard rock songs of all time. Just an incredible achievement. Death on Two Legs, amazing opener. Love the heaviness of that. I love these shorter little tunes on here, like Lazy on a Sunday Afternoon. The way that goes into I'm in Love with My Car. My favorite Roger Taylor song. Love his vocals on that one. You're My Best Friend, John Deacon. What a catchy song. 39, Sweet Lady. Seaside Rendezvous, another kind of short one. Again, these short little interlude things that they do here. The Prophet song is totally epic. Those layered vocals and everything. It's just, man, just absolutely incredible. Love of My Life, one of my favorite ballads of all time. One of my favorite Freddie tunes. Good Company is fun. Bohemian Rhapsody, what can you say about that? And God Save the Queen, the instrumental to go out. Just an incredible, incredible milestone golden record. But number 1 for me, 1976, A Day at the Races. This album just has a special place in my heart for me. Maybe it's a little bit more moody for me or something. The production is a little bit more somber or darker. I don't really know how to describe it. And it feels like it has more deep cuts on it for me, whereas A Night at the Opera, you know, maybe I'm a little burnt out on hearing some of those songs, but I just love this record. Tie Your Mother Down, a great opening rocker. You Take My Breath Away, just a beautiful, beautiful ballad, sung so beautifully by Freddie. His falsetto, I always liked Freddie more on the studio recordings than on the live, when they were live, because live he tended to belt more, but in the studio, he had such a beautiful falsetto and a light voice, and in this song is a perfect example of that. It's so beautiful. Long Away, another great Brian May kind of, mid-tempo ballad number. The Millionaire's Waltz, incredible. John Deacon's bass playing on that is fantastic. You and I, John Deacon's song Love It, so melodic. Somebody to Love, side 2. To me, that is right up there with Bohemian Rhapsody. It's got all those vocals on it. It's got this gospel feel to it. It's just such a great song. Freddie's performance on it, one of his best. White Man, good old-fashioned lover boy. I just love that one. It's just fun, and Brian's guitar in it. Drowse, Roger Taylor song, but I really like this one because it sits really, really well on this record. I love sort of the dreamy feel of it. And then Let Us Cling Together, the last song, is just such a beautiful, lighter in the air type of anthemic type song. So this is just such a great record, and it every time I listen to this record, I hear something new on it, and it just hit me really hard as a young kid. So that gets in there as my number one. My all-time favorite Queen album, at least Queen from the 70s. So, and it would be my number one even if I brought in all the other Queen records, because I do love that record. All right, there you go. The Queen albums ranked from the 70s. Let me know what you guys think. What are your favorite Queen records? How would you rank them? Make sure you like and subscribe in the description down below. Layer the Alchemist Spotify podcast, as well as the Facebook page. So check that out. And until we see you again, make sure you rock hard, ride free.